real quick, one more thing I forgot to say to you, Griffin, is I will be patiently awaiting your apology because you misconstrued so much of what I said in my video. I mean, you played most of my video within yours, so people heard what I had to say, but you showed a very pathetic lack of ability to comprehend my very simple point that I was trying to make, which is that not everyone would be excited with the early release. But it's whatever, it's fine. I don't really care a whole lot. I'll be awaiting your apology. And please don't meme the Logan Paul apology again, like you did in the description of one of your recent videos, and in your most recent video, you actually read it aloud. Can we just stop with that? It's 2020, my guy. You're not clever. It's not funny anymore. I don't know if you're trying to go for this like edgy humor, but it's not working for you, man. It really isn't. It's cringe, if anything. I don't like to use that word too often, but it's the only way I can describe it.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
What's up, guys? I hope y'all are having a great day today. We are going to be getting into a very long video here, and I'm talking like 1 hour and 12 minutes long. So get comfortable, grab a drink, grab some snacks, because we are going to be here for quite a while. Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to make this like a 2-part series or just go ahead and upload this entire thing at once. We'll see how it goes by the end of it. I like to record these intros before I actually like start making the video, so it feels a little bit more authentic. But yeah, regardless, these are going to be long videos if it's 1 or 2. So if you do in fact make it to the end, I greatly appreciate it, and I completely understand if you have to leave early, because the amount of stupidity we're about to witness here is some next level shit, bro. Like, honestly, this is something that I never would have thought someone would double and triple down on this hard, because this man made the first 15-minute long video, which is the one I originally responded to. Then he made a 54-minute long video, doubling down on his first video, and now he has uploaded this 1 hour and 12-minute long video trying to expose me and tripling down on his original point. Like, this dude is devoted to his opinion, bro. But this is the guy, in case you aren't caught up, that I made a video on, who was bitching and moaning about getting to play Halo 3 early on PC when 343 released the game early. This dude is legitimately big mad that a game came out earlier than expected. I mean, I just cannot believe we live in a world where stuff like this is allowed to happen. Like, 343 should be ashamed of themselves for releasing a game earlier and letting people play it sooner than they initially thought they would be able to. Like, how could they betray the fans this much? But this is the grave offense that they committed, that this man is actually triggered over, even though in this video, you know, spoiler alert, he's gonna try and say he wasn't mad, but, you know, I've got some news for you, bro. You were definitely mad in that video. Anyone with eyes and a set of ears could tell, but, you know, we'll get into that a little bit later. So I don't really think we need much more introduction here. The title of the video we're going to be responding to is Griffin Gaming struggles to comprehend a straightforward video warning, extremely pathetic. So I think we should just probably go ahead and get right into this shit.
Alrighty, so the time has come for me to respond to Mr. Griffin Gaming. I've never heard of this guy before until he made a video reacting to my video in regards to 343 releasing Halo 3 on PC early.
I'm not really sure how this is relevant to anything talked about in this video. I'd never heard of you until someone linked the video in my Discord server, which, shameless plug, link in the description, feel free to join. So I don't really know what the fuck this has to do with anything talked about in any of the videos me or you made, but apparently this is some big point, dude. I guess he's trying to say that I'm hashtag irrelevant.
Hey, irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Now, I haven't watched this video yet. He put this video out on July 20th. It is now July 30th. So, as I said, I haven't seen the video yet, but I think I have a pretty good idea what this video is going to be all about.
Major cap detected, because this man literally talks about shit that I say in the video before it gets to that part in the video. So you already know this dude's watched the video a couple times, or maybe just once, I don't know. But I don't even know why it's worth lying about this. What do you gain from saying, I've never watched this video? Are you trying to prove that you don't care or some shit? Like, is that the goal here? Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't have made a 1 hour and 12-minute long video responding to my video.
I'm sure he is going to misconstrued the hell out of the point I was trying to make in my original video about 343 releasing Halo 3 on PC early. You know, if there's one thing I learned from uploading that video, it's that a lot of people must really struggle with critical thinking.
I mean, you just really have to appreciate this man's complete lack of self-awareness, because every single other person, you know, everyone who disagreed with him, obviously lacks critical thinking. He stands alone as a pillar of logic and reason on the internet. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing, bro. You got tilted over some dumb shit, people called you out for it, and your coping mechanism for your extremely unpopular opinion is to basically say that no one else on the internet can think critically like you can. Like, you're actually trying to say you're on like some higher level of thinking than everyone else on this entire platform. Like, dude, you had a shitty take and got called out for it. Get the fuck over it.
Although, I don't think that video required too much evaluation to really understand the point I was trying to get across.
Nah, I'm pretty sure we all got it, man. You were literally pissed off that the game came out earlier than it was supposed to. There really wasn't much we missed. The only thing was, no one could genuinely understand why the fuck you were pissed off, because every single reason and example you used to describe why it would be a negative thing was either completely retarded or just extremely entitled.
I mean, I think I made it pretty clear on what the point of that video was. I have said this many times now, but I'm gonna say it again in this video. The whole point of my original video in regards to 343 releasing Halo 3 early was to explain why not everyone would be happy with the early release. Some people might be a little frustrated that the game came out early.
Trust me, dude, we all got that shit from your video. It was very clear to see. You were very frustrated. You were big mad. You were very upset that this game dropped early. And it just so happened that in that entire 15-minute long video, you came off as some entitled brat, like literally acting like a spoiled child that didn't get their way. And you were actually triggered that a video game released early, and basically acted like for that entire video, no one else should be able to play this game early because you didn't want the game to release when it did. I mean, this is what I mean, dude. The self-awareness on this guy is in the fucking negatives, but we're the ones who are lacking critical thinking skills.
And rightfully so. Not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying the early release isn't all sunshine and rainbows for everybody, okay? Some people are going to be a little disappointed that it came out early, and I explained why in my original video and in my second video where I was responding to some other dude who was reacting to my video.
I'll save you guys over an hour of your life. His first video is complete shit, and the second video is somehow even worse. I was watching that video when I was like working out at the gym, and time just flew by listening to this absolute mental midget try and defend his original point. So if you want to check out one of the two videos, definitely check out the second one. It's funny as shit, but yeah, let's keep going here.
And I will link both of those videos in the description. The second one's kind of long. The first one's 14 minutes. If you want to watch it, go for it. If not, that's fine. I'll link Mr. Griffin Gaming's video in the description as well. And I've seen many people asking me, oh, if it's not a big deal, then why even make the video?
Not gonna lie, that sounds like a pretty good question if you ask me.
Well, I don't fucking know. Why make any video about anything? Like what? Why? What do you mean, why did I make the video? I just decided to make the video. Why do I make any video? Like, what?
Wow, guys, we should feel truly privileged that we got to witness true critical thinking in action there as he was trying to answer that question on the spot. Like, you can see the expression on his face as he's trying to think of what to say. His mind is at work, and it just really inspires me to do better. I'm going to think things through a lot more before I speak on them, and overall, I just feel extremely lucky to be able to witness this truly impressive reply to this extremely hard question he was presented with. But for real, though, when I was posed with the same question by my friend Hippozoned, I think my answer was a little bit better.
I love how he tries to fake laugh and act like it doesn't matter to him and he doesn't care, but he is mad, and you can tell by the tone of his voice that he's mad as hell. And if he didn't care, why is he going out of his way to make a video to talk about it?
Money.
This wasn't just me trying to find something to bitch about.
You serious?
That's not what this was at all. The reason I decided to make the video is because I saw several people expressing frustration with the game releasing early.
I mean, in the purpose of fairness, you only provided one other example of someone that was mad about it, and it was another YouTuber that was probably pissed off that they couldn't live stream the game when it was supposed to come out because most people would have been at work and not actually able to play it, so then everyone would have been watching their live streams. I mean, that's the reality of this situation, but just in the purpose of fairness here, I will acknowledge there was a grand total of 2 people on record that were actually upset over this, and I'm sure 343, in the process of making millions of people happy, they upset 2 small YouTubers. I mean, I'm sure their heart just breaks at the thought of it even now.
Mild frustration, okay. Again, wasn't the end of the world. I never said it was the end of the world.
Literally anyone watching those videos would think the exact opposite because you were acting like the end of the world was about to come. Like, my man, you were legitimately triggered that a 13-year-old game launched 12 hours early on PC. Bro, you literally spurged out in both of those videos and you expect people to not think you were actually mad? You know, please forgive me as I press X to doubt on that shit.
But I saw some people expressing some frustration with the game releasing early, and I seen many people just shitting all over those who were expressing some frustration with the game releasing early. Some people really couldn't comprehend why not everyone would be happy with the early release.
For like the 18th time, it's not that people couldn't understand, it's that your reasons that you provided were actually retarded.
So I'm seeing that go down. I'm seeing people get shit on for expressing some frustration with the game releasing early, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a video on this. I'm gonna explain why not everyone would be excited that the game came out early, okay? It's as simple as that. And something I said in my first video in regards to this matter, and my second video, and it's something that I'm gonna say again right now, and I will stand by this forever, is that if you can't comprehend why someone might not be happy with the early release, then you are a moron.
Again, like I just explained, because apparently this guy can't go like 20 seconds without repeating himself, it's not that people didn't understand, it's the fact that you had a bunch of shitty reasons and came off like a spoiled, entitled child that was pissed off that people got to play a game they were looking forward to early. That's about it, bro. It really doesn't go that fucking deep. You're not this like higher level thinker able to comprehend things that you think most people aren't able to. Just because you can talk into a mic and camera really doesn't make you that special.
Now, that's not me saying, hey, I'm right, you're wrong, and if you disagree with me, you're a moron.
Yeah, you really didn't get that point through in the first video, that's for sure. Like, everything you say in that video completely contradicts what you just said there.
No. That's how some people want to frame it. Again, people misinterpret what I'm saying, they misconstrued my point, and that's what I'm suspecting we're going to be seeing a lot of in this Griffin gaming video.
That's right, guys. He definitely hasn't watched it. He's just suspecting, bro. You know, he has complete and total insight into exactly what I'm going to say. This guy is just that good.
But anyway, yeah, if you can't understand why someone might be a little frustrated, why they might not be happy with the early release, then you are a moron. Shit, you don't even have to agree with the frustration of these people. I'm just saying, if you can't comprehend it at all, you don't understand why someone might be frustrated with the early release, then yeah, you're a moron. You're a moron. Like, and those of you watching this, you shouldn't be saying to yourself, oh well, I can't understand that. I guess I'm a moron. No, what I would hope you're saying to yourself is, you know, yeah, I get that. I disagree with it, or I was happy the game released early, but no, I can see why not everyone would be excited. Like, that's what I would hope you're thinking.
I mean, it's almost sad to see this man try and cope and be like, come on, guys, please take my side. I'm not all bad. Like, dude, literally get over the fact you made a shit video. People called you out for it. Now move the fuck on. Just, like, go with it, bro. Like, we really don't need these 3 hours of explanation videos of you trying to defend a shitty take that, honestly, you should have just taken your L on to begin with and moved the fuck on with your life. Dude, what the fuck is it with people responding to me on YouTube and, like, abusing the shit out of their furniture in their rooms? Like, first you had Hippozone beating the fuck out of his mattress, and now this dude just beating the shit out of his desk? I'm starting to detect a trend here.
Where the hell's my headset? bullshit. Where is it? I just had it on. Jesus Christ. Where the hell is it?
Okay, so people like to say I was visibly mad in that video, but no, what you just saw, that is visibly mad. I've been trying to render out this fucking video for 2 days now. It's crashed on me. Sony Vegas has crashed on me over 20 times now just during the render. It crashed another 50 during the editing process. Yeah, that is visibly mad. But in that video, in a lot of videos, I think people misinterpret my emotions, I guess. Just because I talk loud and passionately, that doesn't mean I'm mad. It just means I'm talking loud and passionately. I don't know what to tell you.
Bro, shut the fuck up. You were mad as hell. Don't act like you weren't. Like, you wouldn't have made that video if you weren't actually pissed off.
Because in that video, I wasn't that mad. Yeah. I just hope that someday people can focus less on how I say things and more on what the fuck it is I'm saying. I don't think that's too much to ask, but maybe it is. And I'm aware, in my video, I did say at one point, it's a terrible fucking thing
I can't wait to see how he tries to spin this shit.
that they released the game early. And I said that right after reading a reply from some dude in Discord who was basically saying, how could this be a bad thing that the game released early? And maybe that right there, maybe I shouldn't have said it was a terrible fucking thing. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But here's the thing. Like, there's a scale, okay? Worst thing in the world is way up here, and mild inconvenience is down here. And you know, the words like terrible, bad, awful, sucky, shitty, whatever. I use these words interchangeably. A lot of people do.
Now this man is trying to assign different meanings to words in order to prove his point. Like, dude, just move on. Like, honestly, this is how you know someone has reached their wit's end. They have no clue what to do at this point, so they're desperately trying to cling on to anything to try and explain why their original point was valid. Like, dude, you're not winning anyone over at this point. You just look extremely fucking pathetic, but I'm not complaining because you're making this very easy for me to respond to.
Okay? Whether I said it was bad, it sucked, it was terrible, I meant the same thing, okay? So on this scale, end of the world, mildly frustrating, mild inconvenience down here, when I said terrible, I'm still way down here, okay? Everyone's scale is different, but when I said terrible, I didn't mean it was the end of the world. I was just saying that, yeah, it could be a terrible thing.
No, bro, you said it was a terrible thing, not that it could be a terrible thing. Like, in the span of 1 or 2 sentences, you were already contradicting yourself. Like, this is how you know this man is desperate at this point. And to make it even worse, we're like, what, 10 minutes into this video at this point, and he still hasn't even brought up my YouTube video.
A bad thing, a mild inconvenience for somebody, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying not everyone would be happy with the early release. Not everyone's excited by this. Some people are going to be kind of frustrated that it released early. That's it. That's it. Like, we don't have to read into it a whole lot. And like, there was another part of the video where I said, oh, I was so pissed when the game released early. Again, another scale. Full on rage, way up here, and happy as can be down here. When I said I was so pissed, we're still way down here. We're still way down here, okay? And again, pissed, angry, upset, slightly frustrated, whatever. I meant the same thing. I use these things interchangeably. Words like that, angry and terrible, these are subjective. So what I mean when I say something is terrible and what you mean by something is terrible can mean different things. To you, when you use the word terrible, you might be way up here on the scale. With the worst thing that could ever happen in the world when you call something terrible. With me, I'm still down here. Okay? So that's enough discussing fucking semantics, okay?
Does he really think he's actually convincing anyone at this point? Because he just looks sad, dude. He looks like he's about to cry. Like, he's desperately trying to change the meaning of words and everything in, like, this desperate attempt to convince maybe just one person out there that he was right in this situation. And honestly, bro, this is kind of hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel bad for the dude. He legitimately got triggered. His feelings are hurt from the reaction to that video he uploaded.
There's no need to analyze every line of dialogue that came out of my mouth in that video. Because at the end of the day, plenty of people do disagree with my main point in that video.
I wouldn't say plenty. I would say the overwhelming majority. I mean, just look at the like to dislike ratio, even on this video. Jesus Christ.
And I've said this plenty of times now, and people actually disagree with this, which is, it makes sense why not everyone would be happy with the early release. That's the whole point of the video right there. Boom, done. That's it. And people actually disagree with that. Like, I've given examples of why somebody might be frustrated with the early release. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to go over everything I went over in my first video and my second video in regards to this. And honestly, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, this 1 hour and 12-minute video you just uploaded, it kind of begs to differ.
Like, I don't really want to make a third video in regards to this, and I completely understand if you don't want to watch it. And when other people are making videos about me and misconstruing the point of that video and framing things in a certain way, I'm going to respond. And like I said, I haven't even watched Griffin's video yet, but I can see in the title, he calls me an entitled Halo manchild. Entitled. Okay.
This dude is seriously gonna look up the definition of entitled. At this point, I'm basically just convinced this dude's trying to stretch this video out for as long as humanly possible.
Believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. Okay, so that's not me. So I'm not entitled. Okay, so you're objectively wrong in your title. Congratulations. But yeah, I think it's time we get into this video. I'm probably just going to show the parts of the video where I don't know. I'm not going to show my video again. Okay, I'm going to show my video again. I don't show my video again in this video. So I'm going to chop this up as best I can. Yeah, I'll leave the video so let's do this. I'm asking how many people watch this video? Leafy clone. I completely understand why. I briefly checked out a few videos, and yeah, the Leafy clone. It's not very good. I'm sure he gets that a lot. I don't know. But it's just weird. But yeah.
I skipped the part where he was like putting on his headphones, talking about how he's gonna chop up the video and how he called me a Leafy clone. You know, haven't heard that one before. Alright, what's up guys? Hope you all are having a great day today. Not really a long intro here because this video we're going to be taking a look at, it's like 15 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing because I don't think it really needs to be played. Like, this dude literally repeats himself over and over and over again. So, the title of the video we're going to be taking a look at here today.
Okay. Yeah, I do repeat myself.
Well, I guess that's +1 for the self-awareness score. So what are we at now? Like negative 8,999? Congrats, bro. You're on your way up.
And sometimes it's intentional because, I mean, this is why. Because people still don't understand the point I'm trying to get across, even though I repeat myself over and over and over again. Like, I'll see people in the comments just say some stupid ass shit, which I already cleared up in the video. Like, I addressed that in the video, but it's as if they didn't hear me say it.
Yeah, not everyone watches the entire YouTube video, so it's kind of important to structure your videos where you get the main points out in the first couple minutes and make yourself as clear as possible as soon as possible. But that all comes with experience, and as I can tell, you're very inexperienced at this shit.
So I repeat these things over and over again, and it's like they still didn't hear me say it. So I guess I shouldn't repeat myself. I really shouldn't, because it doesn't help these people anyways.
Is it too much to ask that you actually took that advice for the rest of this video? Probably. Today is 343 Industries drops Halo 3 PC unexpectedly. WTF, angry face emoji. Now, apparently this man is not happy that they released Halo 3 on PC earlier than expected. Like, I genuinely don't know how you could be mad over something like that, but I think we're gonna figure it out, guys, because...
Okay, don't know how somebody could be mad about that. Okay, again, I don't like repeating. I don't want to repeat what I said in my other videos, but I guess we're gonna have to do it.
I'm gonna speed this shit up, thank me later, because this dude goes on for like 4 minutes straight over this one example, and it still is fucking stupid.
Don't understand why somebody be mad about it. Okay, here's an example. You and your buddies, you plan to play Halo 3 as soon as it launches on PC, right? And you're planning for the time that 343 told you. They gave us the date that Halo 3 was released on PC like 7 days before, and then 4 days before they gave us the time. Okay, so it's such a short notice. I would kind of think that date and time would be reliable, but apparently it wasn't. So you're planning to play right at launch with your buddies, okay? Well, the game drops early. Maybe you're not at your computer ready to go. You're busy. You might be at work. See, some people don't understand that. Some people don't understand. Some people work night shift. They just think, oh, if you took off work, you'll be off the next day and you can still play anyway. And, some people work during the night. Okay, that's the thing. But anyways, you're busy for whatever reason. You can't play when 343 Shadow dropped the game. But all your friends, they got nothing going on. They're at their computers and ready to go. So they play Halo 3 without you. And you're not there to play with them because you're busy. Now, you rearranged your schedule. You cleared your schedule. You prepared for the launch of Halo 3 on PC. You prepared for the date and time 343 gave you. But they released it early. So now you don't get to experience it with your friends. as soon as the game launched.
Let's go ahead and dismantle this entire thing real quick. Halo 3 is not a new game. It came out 13 years ago. It re-released 6 years ago on the Xbox One, and now it has released on PC. This is in no way a new game, and even then, let's say your friends do get to play because you have work. You know, life happens. Work is more important than fucking video games. Don't even at me with that shit if you think otherwise. But on top of that, when you get off of work and go to play with your friends at the time you had already set aside and you all had cleared up your schedules for, when you play the game with them, it will be the first time you are experiencing the game, and you will be doing so with your friends. I mean, you're literally acting like you have to play a video game within the first 3 minutes of launch, or else you can never play it again.
So maybe by the time you can play the game, your friends are already off, and now you're playing solo. And I know Halo 3 is a 12-year-old game. Some people keep saying, oh, it's an old game, so who cares? It's still the first time it's launching on PC. People like to play games at launch for whatever reason. Is it a necessity? No. Do you have to play at launch? No. You don't have to do a lot of things. You don't have to do, the only thing you gotta do is die. That's it. So like, no, you don't have to play at launch. You just want to, okay? You just want to play at launch, and you prepared to, you cleared your schedule, and they dropped the game early, and now your friends are playing without you, and you might be a little frustrated by that.
To say that you were a little bit frustrated in that video is probably the understatement of the entire century.
Not the end of the world, but you might be a little frustrated by that. Why can't we comprehend this? And hey, maybe you found something wrong with that example. Maybe you're really reading into it too much, like people did with the cruise analogy, which I can't wait to hear what this guy says about my cruise analogy, because I'm pretty sure I already know where he's gonna go with it.
Oh my god, dude, it's almost like he's already seen this video or something.
But even if you had a problem with that example, here's another example. People wanted to play it at launch. They wanted to, just because, okay? They planned to play it at launch with the date and the time they gave us, but they released it early, and at that early time they released it, that person was busy, couldn't play it at launch, so they're mildly frustrated, okay? There it is. There you go. Boom. All right.
Because I'm just gonna say, man, this dude is big mad, so I think without further ado, let's play this absolutely fantastic YouTube video.
Except I'm not. Alrighty, so I actually just woke up. I played a couple hours of Halo 3 PC last night, and so far I'm really enjoying the game. Shot registration was phenomenal for me. I was actually mind blown by some of the shots I was able to hit across the map. I'm sure other people are experiencing some incidents of bad shot registration. Like there was a few times where I had some questionable things happen.
Bro, that dude got so happy right there. I guess he thinks he got me or something. Let's find out.
Skipped some of this BS. Okay. Oh man, I already know this dude's a fucking joke. Oh my god. So
like, what the fuck is so funny? Am I like missing something?
This fucking guy. So the BS that he skips is like 12 seconds. And within those 12 seconds, I say my overall experience with the game was pretty good. But my overall experience was pretty good. So that's the BS he skipped, where I was praising the game, where I was happy about the way the game performed and the way it felt. So clearly he is trying to push a certain narrative, that narrative being I was big and mad.
No, I cut it because it had nothing to do with the actual topic of the video. I wasn't talking about your impressions of Halo 3. I was talking about how you were pissed off about the game coming out early, and you giving your first impressions of the game had absolutely nothing to do with the actual topic of the video you uploaded. I know you were probably hoping like this was one of your big exposed moments, and this was me like trying to make it seem like you hate this game or something, but it really wasn't that deep, bro, which I think is kind of funny because you always talk about in this video how people were looking a little bit too deep into things. Well, I think you're kind of guilty of that shit too, my dude.
Maybe you're really reading into it too much. He's definitely trying to frame this video a certain way. That is very, very clear to me at this point. This video, this is just gonna be me bitching.
Damn, bro, I really couldn't have figured that out from the title. Thanks for the clarification.
Is this Leafy? it's just fucking, this is leafy. This is weird. But no, yeah, bitching. I mean, people would consider this bitching. That's fine.
And you felt the need to clarify that because?
That doesn't mean I have no point to what I'm saying, but people would consider this bitching. That's fine. Yeah, that's all this is gonna be. So I can understand if you don't want to watch it. But yeah, I gotta kind of rant about this. I have to, man, because for those of you who don't know, they shadow dropped Halo 3 on PC last night. And some people were frustrated by this.
Yeah, man, I just absolutely hate it when a game I pre-order comes out a day earlier and I get to play it sooner than I expected. That's just awful, bro. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? How could they do this shit to me?
They changed the date. Okay, so missing the point.
This is something that he's going to commonly do in this video. He's going to act like we're at parts of his video that we're not at. Like, the way I like to frame my videos is like I'm watching it with you guys. And I try to react to the video as it happens instead of like going ahead and like saying like, oh, this is what actually happens in 5 minutes, so I understand his point at this point in the video. No, I don't do that. I act like I'm watching the video with you guys and you're seeing it for the first time. So I'm not going to spoil the entire thing. So blame no one but yourself if the point of your video is not clear.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. In time that they're releasing the game and shadow dropped it. And yeah, some people are frustrated, myself included.
Yo, is it just me or does this dude look like he's about to cry? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Who broke this man's heart?
That's what I'm thinking to myself, right? Just like any. That was like a. I mean, come on, he could have picked a better still frame of my face than that. That wasn't even that good. Okay. Game that you want to take off work to play when it releases. Halo 3, that was my game, and that's my pride and joy. I'm taking off work, and I'm gonna play this game as soon as it drops.
I mean, it's not even like they delayed the game, so when he was supposed to take off work, he can still sit on his ass and play Halo 3 all day.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go drown myself in the bathtub.
Damn, man, you got my hopes up there, but then I remembered you said you'd be back, so, I mean, that kind of kills my entire mood for the rest of this video. And now I'm looking, too, at my editing timeline, and we still have, like, 50 minutes left in this video, dude. This shit's gonna be way too long. Wow, dude, this is so funny. Like, he tries to talk shit about my humor later on in the video, and well, if this is what I'm up against, I'll take my fucking chances.
All right. Man, people were telling me that Griffin Gaming destroyed you, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it.
Yeah, I get it, dude, because his hair is blocking his eyes. Holy shit, he's so funny. I'm gonna speed up this part because it's just really fucking repetitive, and I don't really think it adds anything to the overall point he tried to make in the first video. So, yeah, if you want to watch it, I'll have the video link, so just go watch it there, but you really aren't gonna fucking miss anything by me speeding this shit up.
I mean, I know I'm only 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the video, but yeah, this is weak. Real fucking weak. So what he's saying in this portion of the video is something I see a lot of different people say, but again, completely missing the point. He's saying that, oh, if you took off work to play Halo 3 at its scheduled release date and time, well, you can still do that, because the game released earlier. It released the night before. So I've seen some people say now you have more time to play the game. But as I've said time and time again, it's not about having the maximum amount of time to play the game. It's about playing it right at launch. Some people want to play right when the game drops, for whatever reason that may be. Okay? Just because they released the game early, it doesn't mean everyone's just sitting at their computer in case they drop the game early. No. You might have been busy when they dropped the game early, which means, okay, you might not be able to play at launch, which is what you wanted to do, for whatever reason that may be, and now you might be a little frustrated. Honestly, my frustration stems more from the fact that people can't comprehend why not everyone would be happy with early release. That's where most of my frustration comes from. People think I was making such a big deal out of this. I was so angry. But I wasn't. I wasn't so angry. I wasn't making a huge deal out of this. I recorded the video and moved on. I even said in my original video, that this ain't gonna be a big deal going forward. It was just a little annoying the night it dropped early. And I know this ain't gonna be a big issue going forward. This was just annoying the night they unexpectedly dropped the game. So I wasn't making a big deal out of this at all.
Are you really trying to claim this shit, man? You wouldn't have made a 15-minute video where it sounded like you were about to go into cardiac arrest from pure rage if that was actually the case. But, you know, you'll probably just say, oh, I'm just an emotional speaker. All right, sure, bro. 100%. Maybe you'll try to say, oh, well, when I said the word terrible, I actually meant, well, it's not really a big deal, because that's definitely why people use the word terrible to describe something. So keep up that same energy, bro. This is going to be a very entertaining video.
But yet, there's still people commenting on that video. What are we? It's 2 weeks later now. People are still commenting on that video. You're commenting on a video about a game releasing early 2 weeks later. It's irrelevant at this point. And people are still triggered by that video. Y'all are the ones making a big deal out of it. There's people making videos about my video several days, if not weeks, after I put the video out.
Because stupidity doesn't have an expiration date. It's fun to laugh at dumb shit no matter when it happened.
So you're making a video about somebody else's video in regards to a game releasing early several days later. It's not even relevant anymore.
All right, we got to hit him with a quick roast real quick, okay? You know, you said it's not even relevant anymore. Well, that's exactly what your channel's going to be when this entire drama's over, dude.
Hey, irrelevant. Irrelevant.
So, I made the video and moved on. And here we are 2 weeks later and people are still talking about it. So who's really the one making a big deal out of it? Who's really the one that can't move on from this?
I mean, you say you moved on, but you're sitting here making a 1 hour and 12-minute video about the same shit, so I'm sorry if I don't really believe you, but you do have a talent here. You have a great ability to contradict yourself almost immediately, and you're really just making my job very simple when it comes to this response video, so thank you so much for that.
Because it ain't me.
Like, what the fuck is the problem here?
And other people had similar plans. Well, we don't get a date that they're releasing Halo 3 on PC until 7 days before. Until 7 days before. We don't get the time the game is dropping until like 4 days before. And then, like 12 hours before the time that they give us that the game's gonna drop, they change it and they shadow drop the game right then and there.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're missing some key information here? Like, does this man work at Walmart, and instead of working the day shift, he decided to work the night shift so he could play the game when it came out, and that's why he's butthurt over this entire thing? Like, I genuinely am wondering, because literally, there is no reason to bitch about a game coming out sooner than you expected, because it's not like the game has a fucking expiration date. Once the game's out, it's out, so if you took off time to play the game, and the game's already out...
It's just people... Should I even risk? This is one of the weakest videos I've seen about mine. Like, this is sad. He's just completely missing the point. I mean,
Maybe at this point in my video, I'm missing the point because you haven't bothered to fucking make it, dude. Have you ever thought of that shit? Like, instead of taking 7 to 10 minutes to actually get to the point of your YouTube video, maybe try to get to the point within the first couple minutes of the video, and I think you might win some more people over.
And that's going to be this whole video. I'm pretty sure that'll be this entire video. Him just missing the point. Again, people wanted to play it at launch. That's it. Some people wanted to play. Why they want to play it at launch? Who the fuck knows? For multiple different reasons. But they did. Some people didn't get to because of the early release date, or it screwed up their plans. They wanted to make content on the game as soon as it dropped. They didn't get to. Because they were busy when Griffin Shadow dropped it. Regardless, there are plenty of reasons why somebody might be a little frustrated, why they might not be happy it released early. It's just, there's no getting through to these people.
Did you literally still have that time to play the game? Like, I genuinely don't know how anyone could bitch about this, but you know, here we are.
Now, when I express my frustrations with that... Okay, but is he bitching about me bitching about the game releasing early several days later after the game's already out? Like, isn't that what he's doing? Kind of hypocritical.
No, I just enjoy making fun of dumb shit. You know, it's kind of what I do on this channel.
Then, shadow dropping the game and not being able to stick to a set date and time, I was met with a lot of comments along the lines of, oh, you're mad they're releasing it early? How could you be mad they're releasing it early? Oh, you always gotta find something to complain about.
I mean, is that really such an unfair assumption to make? Because, I mean, if I was uploading a video like this, I would at least listen back to it and make sure before I hit publish that it doesn't make me sound borderline retarded. Because right now...
Oh, the fucking irony in that. Well, buddy, how did you think you sounded in this video right here? Did you think you sounded intelligent? Like you were making good points?
I mean, I wasn't really trying to make a point. I was more trying to point out how stupid your points were, but sure, we can go with it. Why not? I'm willing to bet that probably more people agree with my points than yours, but hey, what do I know?
Wow, dude. What a fucking joke. Oh, I expected more out of this video. I'm fucking disappointed.
The only thing people are going to take from this video is that you are mad that they get to play a game sooner than what they expected.
I mean, I think I made my point pretty clear in the video. I explained myself. Again, people misinterpret. Critical thinking is tough. Even though there wasn't really much to think about, I made it pretty clear.
Once again, judging from the reception of that original video you put out, I don't think you made it very clear. You really didn't make good points, or else you would have way more likes than dislikes, but that's not the reality of this situation whatsoever.
Arash, I'll link his channel in the description. He was met with similar comments.
Wow, what a shock. The same stupid take from two different people gets the same reaction. Who would have guessed?
And in the official Halo Discord.
I feel like he's laughing because on some level he knows I'm right, but he's just way too fucking stubborn to admit it. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this video, but I think you'll kind of start to see a little bit more of that as we keep going.
In the official Halo Discord, he said, stuff like this is seriously pathetic for a major company. I don't know why it is so hard to give us release dates and stick to them.
I mean, just imagine you order something from Amazon. It says it's going to take 3 days to get there, but 2 days later, you walk up to your front door, you see a package sitting there, and it's the item you ordered. Are you genuinely going to get pissed off and be like, oh my god, I cannot believe Amazon, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, couldn't get my delivery date right. You know, I am demanding a refund right now. I demand compensation for my time and trouble because this is outrageous. They delivered my package earlier than I expected. How could they do this? I mean, do you not understand how retarded you sound, dude? Like, Jesus Christ. And you're wondering why you're getting backlash for this shit.
People like to say my cruise analogy was bad, and if you haven't heard it, I'm sure you'll hear it later on in this video, and I can't wait to get to that part. But no, this analogy was fucking bad. But actually, maybe it wasn't such a terrible comparison.
I mean, it really was a good comparison because both things you pay for ahead of time, and in both cases you get what you paid for earlier than you expected, which I see that as an absolute win. I think most people in almost every single circumstance I can think of would be of a similar mindset, but I cannot wait to hear this guy's analysis.
I mean, first off, the main reason I said it's a bad comparison is because estimated delivery dates for your packages through post office, FedEx, UPS, whatever it may be, not really the most reliable thing in the world, especially if they give you a delivery time. Yeah, it's usually not that reliable. There's plenty of times where your packages don't get delivered on the estimated delivery date.
And hey, maybe you found something wrong with that example. Maybe you're really reading into it too much, like people did with the cruise analogy.
Remember when he was trying to call other people out for over-examining and like going too deep into his different examples and analogies he was providing? Well, what the fuck is he doing right here? I guess it's okay for him to do it, but when anyone else does it to him, no bueno. Like, that shit is not gonna fly. This man is the literal epitome of that phrase, rules for thee but not for me. Like, that's literally what's happening here. It's perfectly fine for him to do it, but the second you try to do it, no fucking chance, man. He's gonna call your ass out immediately. This guy is a walking contradiction.
And there's a really good chance that your package isn't getting delivered at the exact time that they give you, if they give you a time. So to compare an estimated delivery date or time of a package and a release date and time for a game is absurd. That is so foolish. I would be embarrassed to make that comparison.
Well, it's that kind of judgment and quote-unquote critical thinking that led you to upload your original video, so I think I'm going to stick with my analogy. I think most people would probably agree with it more so than your shitty cruise analogy, but we'll see, man. We'll let the people decide. Let me know in the comments section.
Like, you were okay with how this video sounded? You rewatched it before you hit publish?
I mean, you can throw back the same insults at me. It's not really an effective tactic, especially when you consider the fact that your original video is sitting at like a 5% like to dislike ratio, and mine's sitting at like a 98 or 97% like to dislike ratio. So you could say whatever the fuck you want. It still doesn't change the fact that, you know, your video was complete shit.
And you thought that was a good comparison? That's really fucking sad. It really is. Yeah, games get delayed. That happens. Release dates change. But they're way more reliable than an estimated delivery date or time for a package. And with 343 giving us the release date for Halo 3 PC 7 days prior, and the release time 4 days prior, with such short notice like that, I think that would make that date and time even more reliable. But despite the short notice, they still changed it in the end. But the reason I said that might not be the worst analogy in the world is because I could understand why someone might be frustrated with their package coming early. Right? Maybe they want to be there when their package gets delivered. Maybe it's something important. Maybe it did come earlier than the estimated delivery date. They weren't home. Somebody stole the package. Now they're frustrated.
Yeah, and maybe an asteroid struck planet Earth and everyone fucking died, dude. We can play what-ifs every single fucking minute of every single day to invalidate any comparison you can think of, so I don't really fucking know why we're going through this. The literal principle is all I'm talking about. You pay for something, you expect to get it on a certain day, and you end up getting it sooner than you expected. It's a general principle I'm talking about, not a bunch of bullshit what-if scenarios, and you fucking know it, dude. You're just that desperate to try and invalidate my point.
See, I apparently I have this gift to see both sides of a situation. I don't know why I inherited this gift, and apparently a lot of others did not. But yeah, I can see both sides. I could see why you would be happy that the game released early. I could see why you would be frustrated. I could see why you would be happy your package came early. I could see why someone might be frustrated. I guess I have a gift.
Yeah, I don't think anyone after watching this video could deny that you are definitely special.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that is just, how could you, I agree, 100%. And then people are like, oh, are you serious? And Arash says 100%. So you're literally complaining about a company releasing a game early? And Arash says, yeah, some people make plans around set dates and times companies give them. It's not hard to stick to the times you tell people. 100%.
Yo, why is this guy sounding like he's about to cry again, dude? Like, just take a break, go hug your Cortana body pillow. You know, everything will be alright. You can still play Halo 3 whenever you want. Nah, but for real, though, bring back Halo 4 Cortana.
He is not wrong at all. This guy, like, does he think he's funny? Is that what he's going for? These are just some weak insults or humor. I don't know what the fuck he's going for. This guy, so it's a bad thing they released it 12 hours early? Alright, cool. Yes, it's a terrible fucking thing.
I love how we're like 4 minutes into this video, and he says like, oh, it's a terrible thing, but he still hasn't said why it's a terrible thing, you know? It's just bad, bro. Like, you may be able to win some people over if you actually told them why, but I highly fucking doubt it, because the entire crux of this argument is some logic you would expect from a person with like a single-digit IQ.
You might be able to win some people over if I tell them why. I do explain why in this video.
Yeah, that's why I specifically mentioned that we were 4 minutes into the video and you haven't mentioned it yet. I never said you don't tell people why in the video, but my entire point in saying that was you're taking way too long to get to the point of this video. Is that clear enough for you?
But that didn't even help. Okay, I explained why in my second video. I explained why time and time again. I explained why in this video. But yeah, that doesn't change anything. But as you just heard, I said it was a terrible thing, and I already addressed that at the beginning of this video, so. Snickerdoodle says, ats Arash in the Discord, and says, okay, hang on, we'll just roll it back for everyone and tell them it was because you were mad. How the fuck can people not understand that you would be frustrated with them releasing the game unexpected like this?
Guys, I don't know if it's just me, but I think he's kind of pissed off here.
How the fuck can people not understand that you would be... That's a good clip. Okay. Said I'm kind of pissed off there. Yeah, I really wasn't mad at all in that clip. See, that's what I'm talking about. I talk loud, I talk passionately, and I cuss. So people equate that to anger. I am so angry
I mean, is he really still trying to go with this? Like, dude, just take the L. You were pissed off. You made an angry rant video. It didn't hit right. You had a really shitty take. Any points you tried to make in that video came off as really entitled. Just own it, dude. Move the fuck on. Stop making all these videos on it. Like, this shit would already be over with. Your channel would be back to normal. But this is the thing. I don't think you want this shit to be over with because this is the most attention you've gotten in a very long time.
I'm not. Frustrated with them releasing the game unexpected like this.
Again, bro, go hug that Cortana body pillow. Maybe give it a nice big squeeze. Maybe some post-nut clarity could do you some good here.
I feel like I should be getting mad at like these insults, but they're just so fucking weak. I feel bad for the guy, honestly. Yeah.
That's right, guys. Please pity me. You know, head over to my Twitch channel, link in the description. Hit your boy with a tier 3 sub. I need all the support I can get, and that includes financial support, because he's right to feel bad for me, guys. I am struggling just to finish this video.
They give us the release date 7 days before. They give us the release time 4 days before, and then they fucking change it and just drop it right then and there. You don't understand how people can be frustrated by that? People take all the work, they plan for this shit, because they want to play the game right when it drops. You don't understand how people wouldn't like them releasing the game unexpectedly early?
Pretty much.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Just when you think the self-awareness can't get any fucking lower, Jesus Christ.
And then there were even more brain dead replies when this tweet ARS put out saying apparently H3 is out. I don't know why people are dying hatred of actually sticking to release times. And you have people saying, why is this a bad thing? You can still play it at whatever time you plan, but others can begin playing it now. First off, that's not the point you want to play. You plan to play the game right when it drops.
What difference at this point does it make?
Doesn't make what difference does it make, but that's not the point. That isn't the point. I explain why people would want to play it at launch. I've explained why a little in this video, in my first video, and my second video, okay? I explained why multiple times. But again, it doesn't matter why people wanted to play it at launch. That's not the point. The point is some people did want to play it at launch. Some people planned to play it at launch. They rearranged their schedules to play it at launch. If they releases the game early, they were busy at that time, couldn't play it at launch. It's as simple as that. Even if you disagree with that frustration, it's as simple as that.
The game has been out for 13 years. If you have not played Halo 3 in 13 years, then maybe you have a point. But I know for a fact you probably played it on the 360, you probably played it on the Xbox One, and now you're playing it on PC. And another thing too is, just because we understand why some people might be frustrated, doesn't mean we can't make fun of whoever we want or talk shit about whoever we want. In fact, the internet is a wonderful place because of that. Yeah, sure, people are gonna have different opinions, whatever, but at the same time, if you put them out there, prepare to catch shit for them, and that's just the nature of the beast. And I think it's funny, like at the time when you uploaded that original video, I know Halo content on YouTube was probably slow as fuck. You had nothing to talk about, so you were looking for any little thing to bitch about to make a 15-minute video so you could load that motherfucker up with mid-roll ads and maybe make a couple dollars here and there with the hopes that it'll get put into the algorithm. Like, I know what it is, bro. Negativity sells on YouTube, and it is so popular to hate on 343, but it just turns out that the one time they actually do something right and do something pro-consumer and you try to bash them for that shit, now you're the one catching shit and you don't know how to cope with the fact that your audience basically did a 180 on your ass because, you know, you're so used to bashing 343, probably getting views, getting a bunch of likes or whatever, but once they do something good, people switch up on you and you don't know how to fucking handle being on the other side of the coin.
Some people are frustrated about that. End of story.
Bro, in that situation, nothing changes. You can just play it that night, and then when you wake up in the morning, instead of going to work, just play Halo 3 because you already took the day. Like, I
missing the point.
Don't get it, dude.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't get it, man. I know it's really hard for you. This is there's just so much to take in. I'll pray for you, buddy. I'll pray it gets easier. Critical thinking is hard. I understand that.
That's right, guys. I just really need to work on my critical thinking skills. I mean, if I could just do that, everything in my life would be so much better. But I think it's funny. This dude's trying to talk shit about critical thinking when he literally cannot control himself. He spurgs the fuck out while my video is playing. He talks over it. You can barely understand what he's even saying. And there are these long, audible pauses in between, like, thoughts that he's having. So obviously, critical thinking really isn't too strong with this guy. But for real, though, thank you so much for keeping me in your prayers, man. I really appreciate that. I genuinely don't get it, but whatever,
yeah,
man. Apparently this dude is just really upset. He's literally acting like this game releasing like 12 hours early literally ruined his entire life.
Nah, wasn't acting like that at all. Okay, so again, misconstruing. Okay, that's fine. You want to play it right when it drops. Some people want to grind it from the time it drops all through the night.
What are you grinding for? You don't unlock anything in Halo except armor. What advantage are you missing out on by not being able to play the game right when it drops?
What are people grinding the game for? First off, could be just to play it. Second, maybe to unlock armor. And the other rewards for Season 2? I mean, you answered your own question. What are you grinding for? The only thing to unlock is armor. You literally ask a question and then you fucking answered it. Like, not even like 5 seconds later.
Yeah, if you would have actually let me finish my sentence in that clip, you would figure out exactly what I was trying to say there. But how fucking stupid is it to grind for cosmetic items in a multiplayer game? Like, you can't even fucking see them yourself, for one. So why does it even matter? And on top of that, you could get all the Halo Season 2 rewards, like, as soon as the game came out, because you could still earn season points in Season 1 and just use those points on Season 2. So once again, your point's completely fucking invalid. But at this point, I'm not really surprised. I guess he's really trying to convince us he hasn't seen this video yet, which, again, I'm pressing X'd out on that shit. He 100% watched this shit the second it came out. This dude is like one of the most stubborn, egotistical people I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
You sure you rewatched this video before you uploaded it? Are you sure? Nah, I don't think you did, buddy. I don't think you did.
Dude, it was really funny the first time you tried to use my own insult against me, but the second time, not gonna lie, it's just a little bit cringe, dude. Like, you're complaining about me not swinging hard enough at you, but where the fuck are you, bro? This shit's weak as fuck. Like, this is an argument you would expect from, like, a 5th grader. He's just repeating the same shit I've already said back to me. I mean, it's honestly kind of sad, but then again, he is a man-child, so, I mean, I guess I kind of did get that part in the title right when I called him an entitled Halo man-child, because he's really living up to that shit right now.
Could be grinding to get a level 50. Some people like to race to get the first level 50 in a playlist.
I'm just throwing it out there. The type of people who actually care about that shit aren't probably the type of people who have work to worry about the next day. They probably haven't seen sunlight in weeks, let's keep it real.
You could be grinding the game for whatever reason, but that reason is irrelevant to my video. It's not important.
It's not like you're playing Call of Duty where all the good guns are like locked at the higher levels. Like Halo, you get everything from the start. You just don't get some armor. That's about it.
And this, because they like finding something to cry about. 343 gives us Season 2 update early and Halo 3 on PC and it's bad? Question mark? How is releasing a game earlier than intended shady? Literally no one loses in this. No one loses in this situation? What? What?
And again, he doesn't bother to explain it. That's the entire thing in this situation. Like, he's literally saying that people getting a game earlier than what they expected is somehow a negative thing, and then offers no explanation on how his situation is negatively impacted because this game came out earlier. So
he keeps saying, I'm not explaining why. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Watch the entire video.
again, it's not my fault you haven't bothered to explain it. Not everyone's gonna watch your entire video. I sure as shit wouldn't have watched that entire 15-minute video. I mean, I only watched the video because I was making a response, but most people on YouTube don't watch past the first 5 minutes, and especially in your case, when they hear something that retarded, they're gonna watch 2 minutes of it, think you're actually stupid, and move the fuck on with their day. Like, this is 100% your problem. I'm not the one who made you not get to the point in your video until like 10 minutes into it, when most people have already clicked off, and I've already told you the way I approach content. It's like I'm watching the video with people as they're seeing it for the first time. So the only advice I can offer you, and the thing you need to take away from this video, is if you want people to have like any sort of chance of maybe understanding where you're coming from, get to the point in the first couple minutes of your YouTube video and then explain it afterwards for as long as you want, because in that case people hear what you want them to hear, and then you can build upon it after the fact, and that way they're not going to misunderstand where you're coming from because you decide to actually explain it 15 minutes into the fucking video.
It's a 14-minute video, which is actually on the shorter side compared to some of my other videos. I don't know what to tell you. You watched a couple minutes of the video. He didn't explain why. That's like me watching the first couple minutes of a movie and then going, "What? How did that guy die? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. I'm 5 minutes into the movie and they haven't explained how that dude was killed."
I mean, it's almost like this guy thinks that every single person that clicks on a YouTube video should watch to the very end of that video. We're not watching a movie. We're watching a YouTube video. It's a completely different medium, and you are responsible for getting your point across in a timely manner. That's not on the viewer. They don't have to watch your entire video to know where you're coming from, and if you're actually that naive to think that people are actually going to watch every single minute of every single video you upload, well, dude, I think it's time to get off the fucking internet. This YouTube thing isn't really going to work out well for you.
Man, this guy is fucking oblivious.
Dude, the irony is like out of the fucking roof. Holy shit. Can you really be mad at people for not understanding where the fuck you're coming from when you don't even bother to explain it to?
What do you mean I don't even bother to explain it? But I do.
I don't really want to repeat myself, but maybe get to the point of your video a little bit sooner. My entire point was we're like 4 minutes into the video at this point, and you still hadn't even touched on what the fuck you're even talking about.
He hasn't even finished the video. I don't even think he's halfway through the video.
Dude, I actually think this guy might be slow. He's like entirely missing the point that I was trying to make, that we're like halfway into his video and he still hasn't explained why this is a problem, but yet he thinks it's somehow a negative thing towards me, that I'm like halfway into his video at this point and somehow I'm expecting him to actually get to the point of this video. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Does he actually think we want to sit here for like 10 minutes and finally hear what he's actually going to talk about in the last 5 minutes? Like, what is this dude, a really big quartering fan or some shit?
Man, again, like, people were telling me this dude destroyed me.
You have done that yourself.
I've watched some other reactions to my video, other responses to my video, and they were pretty bad, but I think they were better than this. This is awful.
To them. But even then, you're not going to win anyone over because this entire video is just absolutely retarded.
Imagine being mad that one of the most anticipated Halo games on PC released early. These people, I don't understand it.
I think everybody watching your video is probably thinking the exact same fucking thing.
I mean, completely brain dead.
I'm funny.
Nobody
I'm funny.
understands. Are you gonna be frustrated that something released early?
That's right. No one understands why I'm mad about this, but they're the brain dead ones. Again, self-awareness of the fucking negatives.
And there was plenty of... I stand by that. I do. You're a moron. If you don't understand, if you can't comprehend, why not everyone would be excited with the early release?
I mean, I really just love this logic. No one agrees with me. Everyone's saying that I'm wrong. So obviously, they're the morons in the situation. Like, what the fuck kind of logic is that? You would think like a normal person would think, oh, nobody's really agreeing with me. Maybe I should think about what I actually said. But nah, this dude just proceeds to call everyone a moron because obviously he could never be wrong. You know, this dude literally just repeats the same shit. He never learns. It's kind of like that clip from Far Cry.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
Again, I said I wasn't gonna repeat myself, but I gotta address it. Of other unintelligent comments, but I don't have time to go through them all.
Yeah, but this video still has 10 minutes in it, bro, so obviously you kind of did have time to go through it.
But let me put it like this, for those of you who... What?
Okay, I'm convinced at this point. This guy's actually fucking slow.
What? So because there's like 10 more minutes left in the video, that means I had time to read through all the Twitter comments? What the fuck is that logic?
I mean, this is honestly pathetic at this point, guys. Like, Jesus Christ, he is literally struggling to comprehend the concept of time.
Who don't understand how releasing something early and changing the date and time unexpectedly could be a bad thing.
Holy shit, guys. 6 minutes into this video, and he's finally going to explain why he's actually upset over this and how it could actually be perceived as a negative thing. It took him long enough.
Well, I'm 10 minutes and 30 seconds into your video, and you have yet to explain how I am the most entitled Halo manchild on YouTube. I mean, I'm not entitled. You're objectively wrong there. You can't really argue that.
Dude, this guy is just... I don't even fucking know at this point. Like, this is getting sad to watch. Like, honestly, he kind of was coming at me hard at the beginning. Not gonna lie, it was still pretty weak. But this shit, like, this is honestly sad, dude. I'm not entitled because you can't prove it. Like, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? Like, why are you so hung up on this entitled word? Like, are you literally that triggered over it? Because if you guys have ever heard that phrase, if it don't apply, let it fly. Well, this motherfucker is definitely not letting it fly. So obviously, I've kind of struck a nerve with that shit. I guess if you really want to piss him off, just call him entitled.
So let's say you plan a week-long vacation for you and your family. You plan a cruise. Yes, I can't wait. Oh, I say I can't wait, but I already know what he's gonna say.
So, okay, and there's a set date and a set time that you're gonna board the cruise. Okay, and let's say the terminal where you gotta go to board the cruise is like 3 hours away, right? And it's the night before. Tomorrow you're going to the terminal, you're boarding the cruise, and there you go, right? It's the night before, you have all your shit packed, you're ready to go to sleep, you're gonna wake up early, get to the terminal 2 hours before boarding, and yeah, that's the plan, right? And then all of a sudden, the cruise line comes out and says, yeah, we're boarding now. We're boarding right now. Oh, that's a good thing. It's early. That's a good thing.
Okay, so before he says anything, a lot of people gave me shit about that analogy, but let's just explain real quick why that was a proper analogy.
I'm gonna speed this part up because it goes on for fucking ever, and honestly, you're not gonna miss anything. Basically, it boils down to he misspoke about departure time and boarding times, which are completely different things, and anyone who actually went on a cruise would know that, which I've been on 5 cruises in the past 5 years, completely different fucking things, but according to him, that's not important. People just looked way too deep into it, so I'm just gonna speed this up for the purpose of time. This video is already way too fucking long.
People planned to play Halo 3 right at launch at the date and time 343 gave them. 343 changed the date and time, released the game early. Some people might see that as an inconvenience and might be a little frustrated. The cruise. People planned to board the ship at the date and time the cruise line gave them. The cruise line changed that date and time, made the boarding time earlier. Some people might see that as an inconvenience and might be a little frustrated. Boom. There it is. There's how the two things relate. That's it. Now people, I know he's gonna read into it too much, into this analogy. I guarantee it. Well, you can still, if you miss the cruise, then the cruise is gone. That's it. If Halo 3, if you miss the launch time, you can still play it later. I know that's gonna be a thing. Just because the boarding time's early doesn't mean the departure time for the cruise is changed. No, the departing time will be the same. And again, all those things. That's just a matter of reading into my analogy more than it should be. It was a proper analogy. I explained it and it stopped there. But if you want to go beyond that and misinterpret it, then I can't stop you. But the two things I was relating about the early release for Halo 3 and the boarding time being changed for the cruise, those two things are similar. Similar in the sense that they can both be seen as inconvenience and frustrate people. And one more thing, when I said the boarding time was changed, it was made several hours earlier. I was implying that the departure time was changed too. I was saying that the boarding time was changed to the night before, several hours earlier, and you had to board right then and there, or you were going to miss the cruise. Either that, or you had to rush to the terminal to board. And let me just answer this real quick, because I know he's going to say it. Yeah, just because you missed that cruise, that doesn't mean, oh, you can never go on another cruise. No. So if the cruise leaves without you, you can always go on a different cruise another time. If you miss the exact launch time for Halo 3, you can always play Halo 3 another time. Okay, so it's not like, oh, the cruise, that's a one and done thing. You miss it, you can't go on a cruise. No, you can go on another cruise at a later time, okay?
It was a proper analogy.
Has to be one of the worst analogies I think I've heard in my entire life. Like, as someone who has actually been on...
Coming from the dude who made a terrible analogy about the Amazon packages.
Please let me know, which was a worse analogy? The Amazon delivery coming early or getting on a fucking cruise?
The estimated delivery,
on a cruise like 5 times in the past 5 years, I know for a fact, like, the shittiest part of going on a cruise is having to get there and wait in line to get on the boat because everybody goes at...
See? He's relating his personal experience with cruises. What did I say about reading into it too much? Did I call that or what? It's a fucking joke.
I mean, I'm literally explaining why this analogy is fucking stupid, but according to him, it's just me reading too much into it, but it's really not, bro. It's 2 completely uncomparable situations. One time. So them actually opening it up early for people to board ahead of time would speed that process up. You don't have to spend like 2 hours waiting in line to get your passport checked, to go through security and everything like that. So personally, that sounds like a good thing. It's not like the ship's pulling off 12 hours ahead of time and leaving you at the fucking dock, bro. And it's even more retarded to compare this to a fucking video game because a cruise is a limited time thing. Once a video game...
It's a limited time thing. I promise I didn't watch this video ahead of time. I promise I didn't. I swear. I just knew this is where he was going. I'm a psychic. I can see the future.
Whenever you... I'm like actually wondering here, does this guy not realize that a cruise is like a limited time thing? Like, he does realize once you get on the cruise ship, you get off after a certain amount of days, right? Not like a video game where when you buy it, you get to play it forever. When you buy a cruise ticket, you only get to be on that cruise for a certain set number of days. Like, I didn't think this was that fucking complicated to comprehend, but apparently it is for this guy.
You're 3 hours away from the terminal. You plan to be there on time, but they unexpectedly, without warning, just changed it and said, hey, we're boarding now.
Another reason I said that it was implied that the departure time was changed along with the boarding time being changed is because I said the boarding time was changed to the night before. So like, I don't know, 12 hours earlier. Yeah, they're not going to make people board the ship 12 hours early, or literally the night before, and then just sit on the ship through the night and then leave in the...
Holy shit, dude. Like, this guy is struggling. Like, you can see it in his face. He is barely able to comprehend what he's even talking about. Like, this is stretching the limits of his mind to their absolute max. Like, I kind of feel bad making fun of this dude at this point. Like, he is legit struggling to keep up here.
They wouldn't make you board the night before just to sit on the ship through the night and then leave at the normal departure time. I don't know if that's ever happened. Maybe it has, but when I said the boarding time was being changed, was being made earlier, I was implying that the departure time is as well. I thought that was kind of common sense, but I guess not. But either way, it was a proper analogy, and I've explained why.
No, you had to backtrack and try to claim that you were implying something that you weren't. The boarding time and departure time are completely different fucking things. You got that part wrong, therefore your analogy was complete fucking shit. If you had said the departure time was 12 hours early and they didn't notify anyone, then you may have a point, but even then, a cruise is a limited time thing, a video game is not. But you literally got something wrong. You're acting like we should have just read your mind when you were talking about something completely different than what you said, and we're the idiots for not figuring that shit out. Like, dude, take the fucking L. I beg you. Please, end this suffering.
You don't... That's a good thing.
Pretty much, dude.
Some people, man, the stupidity. I cannot stand stupidity. And it's just, stupidity is so common in the world today.
You're really not helping stopping the spread either.
It is. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of people...
I feel like Leafy's like little insults are better than this. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched Leafy, but this is pathetic.
Like, I feel like you could tell somebody 2 + 2 = 4, and people just sit there and deny it. No, it's 5. It's 5. You could prove to them it's 4, but now they're just gonna sit there, it's 5. Nope, it's 5. They won't have it any other way, it's 5.
I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie, that literally sounds like what you were doing when you were reading through all those comments. Like, you refused to listen to people explaining to you why it's not a bad thing, and you just kept...
I've said I understand. I understand. I don't know if he got to that part of the video.
Nope, because you said it at the very end of the video. Once again, 100% on you for not getting to the fucking point.
But I've said plenty of times that I understand why someone might be happy that the game released early. I understand why many people are happy that the game released early. I get it. Again, I can see both sides to it. I'm gifted, apparently. Apparently. I understand why some people would be frustrated. I understand why some people would be happy.
Saying like, no, it's not, it's awful, bro, you don't understand, you don't get it. Like, you're literally the person saying that 2 + 2 = 5, and you're just too stupid to realize it.
I'm stupid.
Even though you have proof.
Stupid.
You can back it up. No, it's 4. Here, I'll show you.
Weak ass insults.
No, 5. People are ignorant and fucking stupid as shit. Now, I get it. If you were sitting here at your PC and just bored as shit and thinking to yourself, man, I really wish it was tomorrow, I want to play Halo 3 PC right now, and then 343 comes out and says, oh, we're dropping it now. Yeah, I understand being happy. Cool, fine.
So why are you so angry then? Like, Jesus Christ, get over it.
Why am I so angry? This is so funny, dude. I am not so angry. I'm just explaining why some people would be frustrated with it. That's it. It's not a big deal. Y'all are treating it like a big deal.
Says the one who's made like over 2 hours of videos trying to defend his point, but you know, we won't get into that. But I just think it's funny, like literally everyone thinks he's angry in this video. He's trying to say, no, I'm not mad, bro. I'm not fucking mad. But he's screaming, shouting, and getting actually pissed off for the entire YouTube video. So forgive me as everyone collectively presses X to doubt on that shit. I'm gonna speed up another big section here because like there's so much dead air of him just sitting here watching the video for like several minutes at a time. So yeah, it's really not that fucking important, especially if you saw my original video.
Y'all are the ones making it bigger than it needs to be. But to not understand how some people would be frustrated with this is so absurd. Like, some people were busy. They cleared their schedule for a certain date and time when this game was supposed to drop because they want to play it right when it releases. And without warning, they just changed the date and time. If they had, like, they had to have known there was a possibility they were going to change the time, and like they couldn't have at least warned us. Like,
I think he's slowly starting to slip into insanity at this point.
Actually, I've seen several 343 dads on Twitter liking and retweeting posts talking about the game launching on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Well, it would have been 1 p.m. for me, my time, 10 Pacific. But yeah, I saw 343 employees on Twitter retweeting and liking posts that said that. Oh, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Like, a couple hours before they shadow dropped the fucking game. What? What?
It's called a surprise release, bro. Like, it was supposed to be a positive thing. Like, hey, guess what? The game was supposed to come out tomorrow, but you could play it right now. Like, that's a positive thing. Everybody was probably happy with that announcement. But here we are watching a video from an angry man-child, upset that people got to play the game sooner than expected, because somehow that's a...
I'm upset people got to play the game sooner?
Pretty much.
than expected. I'm upset that people got to play the game sooner than expected. That's what he just said. Completely false. Just not true. Again, missing the point of the video. I mean, you're seeing it right here. This is the dislike ratio. What is it at? 178 likes, 2.8k dislikes, which, like I said in my second video, people like to just pile on to that dislike button when they see it's a lot of people are disliking the video. But I'm not denying that people disagreed with my video. But yeah, I'm sure that's what a lot of this is, misinterpreting it.
Don't you think that's probably a bigger problem on your end than anyone else's? Because if that many people were misinterpreting, quote unquote, your point, don't you think you maybe just made a shitty video overall? You know, that's just my 2 cents. That's kind of how I would take it, but what the fuck do I know, dude?
It was a positive thing for so many people. A lot of people were so happy that the game released early, and rightfully so. I'm just explaining why some people might be frustrated. And going forward, personally, I would like to know the exact date and time that a game is going to drop. That's just me. I like having that knowledge.
The negative thing.
Yet again, incompetent as fuck. I need a different word. Because I'm getting tired of saying incompetent when talking about fucking 343, man. And you know, another thing which doesn't really apply to myself because I'm all over the place with my YouTube channel and the videos I upload, and I'm always late to getting certain videos out. So this doesn't really affect me because, like I said, I don't know, I'm so unorganized. But there's some content creators out there who wanted to make videos on Halo 3 PC right when it dropped about Season 2, or the new skull, the challenges, all kinds of things. Well, first off...
Okay, I gotta stop for a second. I don't know how much of my video he has skipped. I don't think he skipped much of my video. I don't know. Was the beginning the only part that he skipped?
No, I cut out like the last 2 minutes because it was just basically you giving an outro and a recap, and I didn't really feel like it added anything to the video. Just like you giving your first impressions on Halo 3 had nothing to do with the actual topic at hand. So those are the 2 parts I cut out. I just put that little disclaimer there at the beginning so people didn't think I was trying to misrepresent something.
Where he said I'm skipping some of this BS? You know, the part where I gave the game praise? Is that the only part of my video that he skipped? Maybe it wasn't, but it seems like it was. Really goes to show how he's trying to frame this video.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk about how you were mad that the game came out early and not your fucking first impressions. I honestly don't give a shit about those.
It's pretty pathetic. Plenty of people already doesn't want to show me giving the game any praise. Beat them to it because they got early access to the game.
Aw, the poor YouTubers don't get to make the videos when they want to. We should all be so mad at 343 because a bunch of random YouTubers on YouTube don't get to make a video about a game we could all just be playing right now.
So okay, so that's the response I'm met with when I give a reason why some people might be frustrated.
I mean, I can't help that it's a fucking stupid reason, bro. Like, come at me with something better and maybe you'll get a different response. I don't really know what to tell you here. I mean, you can give as many reasons as you want, but at the end of the day, no one has to fucking agree with you or think that you're right.
That's the response I get. Okay, he wanted a reason why. He wanted me to tell him why. Well, here's a reason why. One of the reasons. And this is the response. And again, I never said that was the end of the world. I'm just saying that's a reason someone might be frustrated. Whether you think that's legitimate or not, it's fine. Like,
Instead of watching YouTube videos on, you know, excuse me while I play the world's smallest violin, for the fact that YouTubers didn't get early access to this game and they have to play it just like everyone else. You know, cry me a fucking river.
But was I crying about it? No, I don't think I was. It's just giving a reason why some people might be a little frustrated that the game released early, which is what he wanted. He wanted me to explain why, but once you explain why, that's what you're met with.
Why are you under this impression that all of a sudden when you maybe present a reason that I'm just instantly going to agree with you and be like, you know what, that's completely warranted? Fuck no, dude. It's petty as shit, and it's extremely entitled, hence the title of the video.
Now, they get this random, unexpected release time for the game, which they might not have been prepared for. They might have been at work, so they may not have been at home at their setup ready to make videos when 343 unexpectedly announced, hey, the game's live right now.
So as a YouTuber who also has other shit in life to worry about, like for me personally, I have an internship this summer, which is like full-time, and then on top of that, I'm a full-time college student, and you're not going to catch me sitting here bitching and moaning like if a game company decided to release a game early and say I have to be at work or I have school at that time, because guess what? I'm not an entitled little shit, and I'm not going to bash a company for doing something positive for everyone else, even though I can't necessarily take advantage.
Wasn't bitching and moaning about it. Again, just explaining why some people might be frustrated.
I mean, I just really love he's downplaying this shit. Even now, bro, we can all see the video. You were not just explaining things. You were legitimately pissed off.
I said that right there about the content creation. I said that didn't even apply to me. Like, I addressed that in my video. I said that doesn't apply to me. So I don't know what the fuck this guy's on about.
Of that. But guess what? I could still play the game when I initially intended to, so forgive me for not whipping out the world's smallest violin and shedding a legitimate tear for you here, bro. Like, honestly, get some fucking perspective.
I need to get perspective? Again, I said that part didn't even apply to me. I said that didn't even apply to me.
Bro, you literally have a Halo-centered YouTube channel and you expect me to believe that shit? Come on, bro. You know better than this.
But you could see how that some people might be frustrated with that. They wanted to make content on the game right at launch. They released it early. They were busy. They couldn't. Whether you think that... I'm not saying that's a big deal. 343. Never do this again. I'm just saying that's a reason somebody... This is why I repeat myself. Because these fucks just don't get it. They just don't get it. Do I even upload this? I feel bad for this guy. I do.
I mean, I guess you could say the feeling's mutual at this point. But either way, I'm probably still going to make some decent ad revenue from this shit. So, you know, I'm pretty glad you uploaded it.
I legitimately feel bad for him. That's, I was not... anticipating feeling bad by the end of this video, but I am feeling bad for him.
Like, again, that doesn't apply to me because, like, I'm always late. I take my time and get my videos out, so everyone beats me to certain videos anyway. Like, if there's an MCC dev blog, everyone and their mom's gonna have a video out before me. That's just the way it is, and I don't really care. But to other people, this really affects them. 343. Never do this again. Stick to a set date and time. Right? And let us know a good amount of time in advance of what that date and time are.
You know what, 343, if by some chance one of your employees is watching this, do me a favor, announce the release date for Halo Infinite. It just completely randomly dropped the game like a week early just to trigger this dude, because in all honesty, that's almost as entertaining as Halo 3 on PC, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand. Okay, so I guess he kind of jokes about releasing Halo Infinite early, which I'm pretty sure that would piss off a lot more people than releasing Halo 3 on PC early. I have seen several people say that, oh, if it was Halo Infinite that released early, then I'd have a problem with it.
Wait, so you are saying that you got pissed. You guys heard that, right? Like, a lot more people would be pissed like him if it came out a week early. I'm pretty sure no one would actually be pissed off. The only people who are going to get mad, no matter what 343 does, are people like this, because I've had a bunch of people who've, like, said that they watch this guy's content, and basically he's one of those negativity whores. He just likes to shit on 343 for easy views, so anything they do, this dude's going to have a problem with, and he's going to try to make it negative, even if they did something positive, like giving people access to a game early. I mean, shit, the dude's trying to get some easy ad revenue. I can't say I don't relate.
And speaking of Halo Infinite, the gameplay reveal for Halo Infinite happened like a week or two ago now, and a lot of people were preparing to stream their live reaction to the gameplay reveal. They were planning around the date and time they were given. Had they done the reveal early, I'm sure that would have pissed some people off. Again, wouldn't be the end of the world, but some people wanted to stream their live reaction, and they did. But imagine if they changed it, and like they changed the reveal to 12 hours earlier, and maybe that person was sleeping during that time, and they wanted to live stream their live reaction, make content on it as soon as the reveal. I'm sure that would have pissed plenty of people off.
Again, 343, if someone from your studio is watching this, which I would genuinely be surprised if anyone is watching this video at this point, like, this shit is already way too long, but keep it up with these shadow drops, or whatever he calls them, because the amount of salt that we're witnessing here is absolutely incredible, and it's honestly just as entertaining as playing Halo on PC, so please, for the love of God, keep releasing things by surprise, because people like this need to stay mad.
I understand why people can't comprehend how someone could be frustrated that they released the game unexpectedly early. It's common sense why someone would be frustrated about this. And, you know, I was frustrated to begin with how long it took them to give us an actual confirmed date and time the game's coming out.
This dude's literally just looking to bitch about anything at this point. Like, I get content's kind of slow. When you have a Halo dedicated channel, you don't really have much to talk about, but this is just absolutely pathetic, dude.
Right, and I wanted to take...
Funny he says that because I have tons of videos I want to make, but just don't have the time to make them.
But you have time to make this 1 hour and 12-minute long response video. Once again, a complete walking contradiction.
See, I said it. I knew people think I was just trying to find something to bitch about. Really wasn't that at all. I was just explaining why some people would be frustrated with the early... you guys know.
Take off work, and I did, but like 2 weeks, like a little over a week in advance before July 14th. I was at work talking about, "Oh, it's cool if I take off day next week." He's like, "Yeah, sure, just let me know ahead of time. What day do you need off?" And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what time I need off because 343 won't fucking tell me what time I need off because I knew the game was coming out. Well, first I didn't know the game was coming out July 14th. I didn't know. We didn't know that until like 7 days before.
Could you like imagine actually walking up to your boss and saying like, "Yeah, I need a day off next week," and they ask, "Oh, what day do you need off?" And you say, "Well, I don't fucking know, dude. 343 Industries hasn't fucking dropped the date yet, dude. Fuck them."
But I pray that this man doesn't actually think I literally said that to my boss.
No shit.
I really hope not. Please. Even after I knew that, then it was like, okay, well, what time is it coming off? What time is it coming out? I work a 9 to 5.
So if you work a 9 to 5, you would have already been home from work for the day. When it came out early, you could have played that night, and then you took off the day that it was supposed to come out, so you would have had that entire day to play the game.
Yeah, so that means I would have been able to play it right at launch. Yeah, okay. Keep missing the point. Keep on.
So what is the fucking problem here, dude?
So the problem is you're misinterpreting the video.
Remember when he said he wasn't mad? Like, this dude is literally so pissed off. He's spurging out over, like, my video playing. Like, he cannot control himself whatsoever. I mean, you hate to see it, but at the same time, this is some quality-ass content.
Boom. That's the problem.
If the game came out the same time Halo 2 launched on PC, I would have been home from work, and I would have just taken off Wednesday, because then I would have a full day to play. But if it was coming out in the middle of the day and I was at work, well, then I would have to take off Tuesday, because I want to play it right when it drops. And then we finally found out it was 1 o'clock, so I ended up taking off Tuesday. And I say 1 o'clock because that's what time it was for me, because I'm Eastern time, but people in the West it was 10 Pacific. But yeah, even though I was off work on Tuesday, I still wasn't prepared for it until Shadow dropped the game. Especially when they're liking and retweeting posts that are saying, "Oh, the game's coming out tomorrow 1."
So you literally just admit that it worked out for the better for you, and you literally have no reason to complain about this shit? You're just pissed off that they dropped it before it was supposed to come out because you weren't expecting it? That's the whole point of a surprise drop, you dumb motherfucker.
Like... So he thinks I was frustrated because it was unexpected.
I thought that was literally the entire point of your video, bro. You were pissed off that this game was unexpectedly released. Like, am I wrong here? Like, is that an incorrect assumption? Or are we like 1 hour into your video and you're just gonna flip the script completely?
I feel like I made it pretty clear that the frustration from me and several others was because we wanted to play right at launch.
Yes, and because the launch was unexpected, you weren't able to do so. Like, what part of this aren't you fucking following, dude? Like, honestly, this is not that complicated.
I think maybe he's assuming that I was available to play the game when they shadow dropped it. Like I was just sitting there at my computer in case they dropped it early. Yeah, I don't know. Completely missing the point. It's not about how much time you can play the game. It's not about getting the maximum amount of game time in. It was more about people wanting to play right at launch. Like,
what? A lot of people weren't ready for this. And people say, "Oh, you can still play it at the time you took off work and the time you plan to play it." Yeah, that's not people want to play it right when it drops and grind the game. That is a thing. You want to play it right when it drops.
This dude is like some next level version of entitled, bro. Like, he literally does not want other people to play a video game because it doesn't release at the time that he wants it to.
I don't want others, he says I don't want others to play the game because it...
I love how he like tries to actually come up with something there and realizes, oh shit, I've got fucking nothing. Back to the video.
Because it... If you... He said I don't want to... he's saying I don't want others to play the game because it released early. Like, is that what I said? I don't think that's what I said. I don't care that people played it early. 343. Never do this again.
I mean, obviously you care, or you wouldn't have made this video.
Some people are happy they got to play it early, and sure, I'm happy for them. I said it at the beginning of the video. It's just gonna be misconstruing my point the whole time. I knew this. I knew this. This isn't a shocker to me.
You can't comprehend that, you're a moron. So that's gonna just about do it for this video.
Well, thank God we can stop watching this piece of shit now. But anyway, long story short, he's big mad that the game didn't come out when it was supposed to, even though he took off the entire day and got to play it for the entire day, instead of only being able to play it for half that day, and he also got to play it the night that it came out after he got off of work. So, long story short, he's literally bitching that he got to play the game more than he initially intended to, and overall, this dude is a complete piece of shit. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this video, and for all the recent support as well, and I will catch you guys next.
So he inferred that I was a complete piece of shit.
I kind of just said it. I didn't really infer it. That's what I meant to say. I thought that was pretty self-explanatory.
He inferred that I was a complete piece of shit based off of that video. A video where I am open-minded, where I see both sides. I can understand why some people are happy. I can understand why some people didn't like the early release date. And that makes me a complete piece of shit. I mean, maybe calling me a complete piece of shit would make sense if some of the things he was saying in this video were true. Like I was mad other people got to play early and I didn't, which that's just not true at all. Then maybe it's okay to call me a complete piece of shit. Maybe. But anyways, what can you really expect from this guy? There was so much wrong with his video.
What is it? Stage 1 of grief is denial or whatever? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how that goes. But for the rest of this video, it's basically him just recapping. I don't really feel like it's worth going through. If you want to watch the rest of it, I'll link the video in the description and in the pinned comment. So yeah, if you want to watch it for some reason, go ahead. But I don't really think there's anything else to add at this point. Overall, this was really entertaining. This is by far going to be the longest video I've ever made. And I've decided at this point I'm just going to drop the entire thing in one part. I'm not exactly sure on the final length. I've got to edit this shit all together, and yeah, I've got to record like 50 minutes worth of gameplay, so that should be pretty fun as well. You know, I get to take a break, play some video games, and just decompress some after having to deal with this absolute genius that you've been watching for almost 2 hours at this point. So anyway, guys, you know, if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like on it. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, to everyone who actually made it this far, you guys are fucking awesome. So I went and bought some game keys that were on sale. You know, feel free to pause the video now, try to redeem those, because I highly doubt many people are going to make it this far. So if you did, just a quick little gift for you guys in case you don't have these games. But yeah, just a small way of me giving back and saying thank you. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the recent support as well. It's been absolutely insane. I'm going to be going back to college for graduate school pretty soon here, so I'm hoping my schedule is going to open up a lot more since I won't have like an actual 9 to 5 to go to that I'm locked in every single day. So I should be putting out more content. Want to start streaming a lot more. You know, link to my Twitch in the description. But yeah, that's enough for today. This video is more than long enough. With that said, though, I do want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day, in this case especially, to check out this video, and for all the recent support as well. And I will catch you guys next time with a much shorter video.
Rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you